This is a section of railroad track between Gallatin, Tennessee and Portland, Tennessee that is referred to as South Tunnel, the South Tunnel of Tennessee. A lot of plaques and history and blogs regarding this, and some ambiguity about where it actually is and whether it can be accessed. Well, it can be accessed, but if you do so, it's trespassing. The track, which was once L&N, which is Louisville and Nashville, now belongs to CSX, and it is still a main line for all railroad traffic between Louisville and Nashville. And actually, the piece of ground that you're looking at right now is directly over the Northernmost Tunnel. So it's actually two tunnels. It's called South Tunnel, but there's a Southernmost Tunnel and a Northernmost Tunnel, as you can see in the picture. They're off 109, about 5 miles north of Gallatin. And I think the area most in question, or most commonly frequented, would be the area between the two tunnels. And I was able to get to that by coming up an access road. And I'm pretty sure that that access road is used by CSX. It might even be their property. So now we're actually looking at the northernmost tunnel, and the clearances between the rails and the walls of the tunnel. You can definitely tell by looking at the tunnel. This is architecture from the 1800s, and it is highly frowned upon by CSX. You will definitely get arrested if you get caught trying to walk through the tunnel, and that actually is not a very good idea to do so. But there are a lot of YouTube videos and other bloggers that have been down there. I chose to do it with the drone because I'm not. Uh, I'm older than the average person that would be out doing this, and as you can see from this video, you have to climb down a rock wall and then also be prepared to get out of the way of a train. And my wife has absolutely forbid me to walk through either of those tunnels, and will kill me if I tried to take the grandkids down there. So I decided to leave it at that. So now we're looking north again at the northernmost tunnel entrance, and this gives you a pretty good depiction of just how close it is. And I'm going to link some other YouTube videos uh, in the comments that show some people that were young, agile enough, and brave enough to climb down there. And one of them actually hears the uh, train horn in the background and decides to get out of Dodge, which it's probably standard protocol for the uh, train engineers in this area to sound their horn well in advance, because it's it's a little piece of history. Apparently, one of these two tunnels was deliberately damaged in 1862, and was this route was closed for 94 days while they repaired it, which basically cut supply lines. I'm not sure whether it was the Union or Confederacy that did it and who was affected by it. So now we're looking south, and this is directly over the South Tunnel, and definitely heavily wooded area, and one of those situations where if you didn't know what you were looking for, I can understand how people could say, well, we drove out there and we looked for it and we couldn't find it. Well, if you don't know what you're looking for, and if you don't have a bird's eye view, or if you're not using satellite imagery, it's going to be a little bit difficult uh, to figure out exactly what you're looking at. And that seems to be the case with most tunnels that I've done a little bit of investigating on. Now we're looking back north again. So this would be the entrance to the first tunnel. And then as it comes out, in the area between the two tunnels. You can see the access road on the right-hand side. That's where I'm parked. And actually, as I was filming this, I heard the train horn and knew there was a train coming southbound from north to south. So I kind of scurried back over to the crossing where I was parked, which was at South Tunnel Road, just to catch a glimpse of overhead view of the train coming through. And it's really interesting that this track or that this pathway has been in existence for 160 years, and I'm sure the track has been upgraded, and obviously all of the equipment and everything associated with it has probably changed generations a dozen times since then. But I believe, in my opinion, from what I can see and from what I've been able to um, research and read, that the actual tunnel itself is the same tunnel that existed 160 years ago. So I hope this sheds a little bit of light on it, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll link the videos of the people that have actually gone down there and walked through it in the comments section.